excited. I feel like a mad scientist, but really I'm just baking brownies. Hello everyone, it's Seji, and as you can see, I am not in my natural habitat. I am in the kitchen because today I will be baking some brownies and making some zucchini linguine thingy. It's going to be great. So a couple of months ago, Catapult gifted me a copy of Eat Joy. This is a collection of 31 stories in which authors explore how comfort food can help us through our darkest times. I absolutely loved reading this collection. So many of these stories were so raw and emotional. They explore different topics such as loss and grief, and they're written so beautifully. So yeah, I decided that I wanted to make some of these comfort foods. So here we go! This is so lame. Okay, let's get cooking. So I'm going to start off with Mrs. Hemming's chocolate brownies, and this is from Claire Messard's story, The Taste of Consolation. These were the type of brownies that Messard's mother would send her at boarding school. Okay, so I will need some measuring stuff. So this book uses American measurements, which I have no knowledge of whatsoever, but I found this weird thingy from a food processor and it has like the cup measurements. So we're gonna use it. Okay, so half a cup of flour. Oh, yeah, that did not go as planned, but oh well. Can't even see the men. Okay, this is probably good. 1 cup of flour. My mother is going to destroy me once she sees this kitchen. It's already a mess and we've only used the flour. A cup of cocoa. It's going literally everywhere. I'm afraid this might even be a lot, quite a lot. Okay. And then 2 cups of sugar, that's so much. I'm gonna try 1 cup and see how that goes. And then, what does it say? Okay, so I'm guessing I should first mix the dry ingredients. My bowl is... Why am I using this bowl? I literally just took this entire mixer to use. Oh my gosh, this is so... Okay, so we're off to a great start. I'm just going to dump everything here. Okay, so I should probably be putting on the oven, and it says 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I have no idea what that means. It's 160 degrees. Okay. So the oven is on, it's going great. I need to melt the butter and then add the eggs and then put it all together and then put it in this lovely tray and then I can put it in the oven. I can do this. This isn't too bad. I have the eggs here. The recipe doesn't say when to actually put it in, or does it? Beat it, yes it does. Okay, so I have to beat in the eggs. Like the only thing I'm just praying for is that the proportions are fine, because I've made some cakes in my life and a lot of them have failed. Okay, so that's the timer for the butter. This is going great. This is going way better than I had expected. Okay, put it on. I can bake. Okay, it smells so good already. I'm so excited. Okay. So the butter has melted now, but I think it's too hot because last time when I was baking, I put in the hot butter, but apparently that isn't great for the egg because the egg just starts cooking or boiling or whatever it does, and your entire cake is just ruined. So I'm just going to put it in the fridge for like a minute to chill. It's pretty good. I think it needs some more sugar. Just eyeball it a bit. Yeah, that should be fine. I'm excited. I feel like a mad scientist, but really I'm just baking brownies. So the butter has been chilled, and I think it's okay to put it in. Okay, so now that is mixing, I'm going to be doing the icing, and I need 3 ounces of chocolate, which I checked was about, I don't know anymore, 60 grams? This is 100 grams. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a look at, oh gosh, a look at the mix right now. Can you see it? Look how pretty that looks. Oh gosh, and it smells amazing. Let's see if it also tastes amazing. Yes. Yes! I forget that I get really happy when I'm cooking, or at least baking. Cooking I can't do for Jack. Yeah, so moving on, or moving back to the icing, I've melted some butter and some chocolate, and now I need to use the confectioner's sugar. I'm thinking it's like the powder sugar thingy. So I have the confectioner's sugar and some heavy cream, clotted cream. It says that I need light cream, but I don't know what that is. We don't have anything like heavy and light cream here, so I just took some cream. It's probably not supposed to be this thick, but oh well. Okay, so I finished the icing and this is how it looks. I do kind of feel that it tastes a bit funny, but like funny in a good way. Funny in the sense of, I'm pretty sure this is not how it's supposed to taste, but it still tastes very good. I think the oven has heated enough, so it is time to put the brownie batter into the oven. Now that the brownies are in the oven, I'm going to make Don Lee's Sweetie Zucchini Linguine Vini. And we have to start off with sprinkling some salt on the zucchini and sweetening them for 20 minutes or so. I don't know what sweetening is. I looked it up on the internet and it said basically just put some heat on it. So that's what I'm gonna do and hope for the best. So I previously tied it up, but before I did that, I put on some hot water with salt for the linguine fini, but I couldn't find it in the supermarket. So now I just have the tagliatelle here, and I'm going to use that. And yeah, we're just going to boil it, and basically we have nothing to do for 20 minutes. And I'm going to let my parents back into the kitchen because they've not had dinner yet, and I don't think they want to wait for me to be finished. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave and then talk to you about the book in my room. My parents have given up the hope to cook dinner tonight, so I'm still here. So I quickly... Oh, that's the brownie. Okay, so the brownies are done. We'll check on those later. But yeah, back to Eat Joy. I really enjoyed it, and I think what for me made this such a strong collection was just because of how vulnerable and raw the stories were written. I mean, in this book, these authors talk about some of the darkest periods, like for instance, when their parent passed away or they went through a divorce, and it takes so much guts to even write about that, let alone do it with such a high quality of writing. And so yeah, that's what really drew me in. And it's funny because if you think about it, food is so important, not only because we physically need it in order to survive, but also because it's part of our identity. People from different places eat different types of food, and different types of food have different types of functions. And of course, memories attached to them. I think we all can think of a couple of dishes that invoke certain memories from our past. And I myself would have never thought of a book which explores certain parts of our past using food. But what a brilliant idea it is. The story that evoked the most emotion in me, I'm already getting emotional even talking about it, was A Grain of Comfort by Edwidge Danticat. So her father had pulmonary fibrosis, and before he passed away, he had a lot of difficulties eating, loss of appetite and such. But 3 days before he passed, he asked for a simple bowl of white rice. When he was halfway done, my father handed me the plate. "Do you want some?" he asked. "There's more in the kitchen," my mother said. "She can have it later. This is for you." "Let her have some," he insisted. I reached over and took the plate. Using my father's spoon, I piled a mound of rice into my mouth. It was plain but flavorful, delicious. I suspected that my mother might have slipped in some broth or margarine, even a few drops of coconut milk, but I couldn't be sure. Handing the rest of the rice back to my father, I said, "Thank you, Papa." 3 days later, my father was dead. In the interim, he'd stopped eating altogether. I will always be grateful I shared that plate of rice with my father, because for nearly a year, my mother, my brothers and I had constantly brought him food, yet had rarely eaten with him. Somehow, it hadn't occurred to us that he missed sharing a table or a dish, passing a spice or a spoon. But he did. I even feel like I'm doing a disservice by only reciting that passage, so please do go and read it, because what a heartfelt story that was. And please just read the entire book, because all of the stories were so beautifully raw and personal. I honestly felt that it was a privilege for me to even be able to read these stories. What makes each tale so moving is not only the deeply personal revelations from celebrated writers, but also the compassion and healing behind the story, the taste of hope. Okay, so I have to hurry up because I'm actually planning on giving these brownies to some of my friends from musical theatre, and they are now at rehearsal, so I need to hurry up. So I might film some more stuff on another day just talking about the book. So yeah, I just need to finish the zucchini linguine thingy. Okay, so here's the moment of truth for the brownies. I'm just going to cut in. Hi Mom. Do you want to try the brownie?
Only brown?
Yeah, I did. Okay. It looks good. Do you want to come?
No.
Okay, here you go. You're welcome. How's it?
I've not ever tried it.
Yeah? It's alright, it's a bit dry.
Yeah. I think I need more water.
It's fine, it's okay. We have some nice frosting, so it should be good. Should be able to cover it up. Okay, so what grade would you give it?
7?
A 7! Okay, I am happy. That is good enough for me. So we're frying up the garlic and the onion, putting a dash of chili flakes in there. It smells really good. Does it smell nice, Mom?
Yes, it does.
I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to put in the zucchini now, but it seems cool. Looks really pretty. Okay, so we finished and it looks so good. I'm going to eat it later. I'm gonna go to musical theatre now and take my brownie with me, but I will let you know how it tastes. And we're back. It's the next day and I have some leftovers. So the brownie, they said it was dry, but the icing made up for it. They really enjoyed it. So that's good to hear. Then the zucchini thing, my mom and my dad only ate, and my mom asked, "Where's the sauce?" And my dad said that he liked it, but that was only because he was hungry. So there's that. I personally thought it was okay, but that's just because I'm not a picky eater and I'm a terrible cook, so I think that's like the best combination you can have, other than actually being good at cooking and liking good food. But never mind, let's talk about Eat Joy. So the brownie recipe comes from the story The Taste of Consolation by Claire Messard. And this story is about her mother. As a young woman, she wanted to become a lawyer, but she also dreamed of having a husband and children. So when eventually she started a family, she still tried to obtain a lawyer's degree. Unfortunately, there were a lot of obstacles, so she wasn't able to achieve her dreams. So she dropped out of law school in Toronto and moved to Connecticut to be with her husband. My sister and I were sent to boarding school, and so she found herself often alone at almost 50, childless and friendless in a house in the suburbs, her legal studies abandoned and her dreams undone. We were never to mention law school or the future that might have been. Instead, she set about rebuilding a smaller private life. She wrote many extraordinary letters to her friends and to us, her daughters, who are lucky now to have them still. Her chief lesson, though, was, "Do as I say, not as I do." We understood that she considered her life a failure and that she greedily wanted for us independence and professional success. In her own life, her combination of fatalism and stoicism was powerful but dark. I adored my mother and we were always close. She was my greatest champion, but I felt for a long time ambivalent about her choices, which seemed to me to lack the very fortitude she so instantly encouraged in us. Now myself in midlife, so often tired, uneasily attempting to accept life's finitude, I have only compassion and tenderness and a wistful understanding that external forces often prove greater than ourselves. I think that's one of the funny things in life, that the older you get, you kind of shift into the positions that your parents were in, and it can give you an entire different view on their lives and their decisions and so forth. So yeah, I don't know, life is strange. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say with regards to Eat Joy, because otherwise I'll just be spoiling everything and you're way better off just reading the author's words than listening to me. But yeah, what I said previously just holds for all of the stories. They're so intimate and they invoke such a strong feeling of solace, which I think is so special. I have to be honest, I think they're pretty good. Dry, but good. Oh gosh. Either way, that's everything I had to say with regards to Eat Joy. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.